Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
We are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we are back with Rezero, episode 2, I think.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know. After watching the first episode, they're labeled a little weird.
They're labeled a little weird.
Yeah. But I'm excited. We learned and were introduced to our main character, Subaru, Natsuki Subaru.
Magical powers to be determined.
Yeah, to be determined. We talked a bit about that in the discussion, if he even has any to begin with, what they would look like. We were also introduced to Satella, who is missing an insignia, which was stolen by a Felt girl.
Yes.
Who had a great line last episode, the Felt girl, when she said, "Live strong," and then ran away, and I loved that. In our discussion last episode, we, I think, are kind of leaning towards Satella's family being an interesting route to go down. Potentially, she comes from like a royal family based off of what we saw of the insignia and how that matches symbols on the bridge and other parts of town. But yeah, that's where we're at. Satella was communicating with lesser spirits at the end of last episode, and hopefully we're going to track down that Felt girl and make sure that we don't die like in the beginning part of the first episode, right?
We're going to make sure that that doesn't come to pass.
Yes.
Yes.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. I've been thinking about it. I want Puck to get even bigger.
Than he was last episode?
Yeah. Live strong!
Negotiations? Do they have anything to offer in return?
Maybe trade some chips? Some ramen? Whoa.
I'll try believing in you. I like that.
That's a good line. The lighting's crazy.
Wow, I don't like this.
I'm nervous. That's a sword. Whoa, the lighting's so cool.
Blood.
Uh-oh.
Blood.
This is just like the beginning of last episode.
But Satella's gonna come in.
Yep.
No! Oh my god! Look at that placement of the light.
The hand. Save you. Time travel. Right?
Groundhog Day? We start over?
Does he have memory? Another time travel show? The audio. Oh! He's doing better this time around. Oh. For no reason.
Oh!
Interesting. Does he know Satella in this version of events? You know?
No, he hasn't met her yet.
There's no introduction, right?
I don't think he even realizes that he's back in time.
That's the guy who was dead.
Conspicuous.
全部夢だってのがどこまでが夢で俺はどうしてこんな世界にいるんだよ。でここに来た。ああ、俺は気象を探してる銀髪美少女の持ち物だ。理由は知らんけど大切なもんなんだと。がはめ込まれてるって言ってた。悪いがそんな品物は持ち込まれておらん。儲けてんじゃねえのか肩が来て。金が入って絶個しか言えんな。あと持ち込みの約束があるな。前もって上物とその可能性は十分あるじゃろうな。持ち込むのはひょっとしてフェルトって子がまだ分かっとるのか。じゃがお前さんがそれを買い取れるかどうか。この世には物々交換って手が
Bartering. He also still has the coin, right?
Oh yeah, in this version he still has the coin.
超うめんだぞ。食い物か。なるほど。不思議な味。そうだろそうだろ。
He's gonna eat all the food. I like this guy.
Yeah.
I don't want him to die.
Who killed us? Do you think Felt was the one who killed us?
The voice didn't sound like Felt.
Yeah, it sounded more like Mommy. Felt?
お前ってば俺のことひょっとして覚えてないか。だから覚えてねえよ。衝撃的っちゃ衝撃的だったが、お前の持ってる気象のことで交渉がしたい。だったら話は聞くぜ。大ネズミに白芸。クソったれ。おいロムジ、このミルク水入れて売って。
How dare.
やっとるもんお前に根付いて。以上に親しげだなお前ら。
Either hoped or expected.
I love Felt so much.
Do some of them not have jewels in them?
Seems like it. A cell phone, coin. That's so cool the way he's describing it. Huh. Interesting. 10 holy coins. Wow.
It's a trap to kill Satella. It's a trap to kill Satella.
Or just to get the insignia without having to pay for it. Right?
Right.
The voice sounds similar,
And
right?
Satella has a flower in her hair that's similar.
Yeah.
俺が出すのはこのミーティーがないレアアイテム。そこの筋肉じいさんの話じゃくだらないってお墨付きだぜ。
I hope it doesn't die during this meeting. Okay, so she's just like a middleman.
依頼主ってことは頼まれただけってことか。欲しがってるのは依頼主の方。俺と同業ってことは無職ってことになるぜ。の飼い主はどんぐらいの値段がつけられるんだい?
Are those holy coins?
But why in the first version does she kill them?
Uh-oh.
元の持ち主さが関係者なのね。何よ。バカ死ぬ気か。避けられてしまったわ。
How quick was it? Oh no.
Oh, he's lost before. Oh!
Oh!
The same injuries, though.
Can Felt fight? Oh shit! Blessing of the Wind. Can you go back again? No blessings or techniques. Knew what she was gonna do?
Like where she goes for, like the weak spots?
Yeah, she's crazy. Oh shit! He said the name in front of everyone?
Jealous.
Okay, that was Rezero, Season 1, Episode 2. I am loving this. I'm having a lot of fun.
I'm already very, very obsessed.
Which is great, because we just saw, like, a bunch of blood and death and like, tragic things, and we're like, hell yeah, this is like, awesome!
Already, within 2 episodes of show, I'm like, I want a figure of Satella.
Yeah?
She's so cute.
I want a figure of Puck, but I want it to be life-size.
No.
I want, like, one of our, like, chairs when you walk in our house. I just want, like, a life-size Puck sitting there.
Absolutely not.
And then, like, if you, like, maybe one night when you fall asleep, I'll, like, have you wake up, like, laying in Puck's lap, and then you look up and it's just the life-size.
I'm not against having a Puck's life-size. Like, the life-size of Puck in the anime sized Puck. Which would be like this big.
No, I like the big human one.
But a humanoid size.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I'm really enjoying the show.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I want to say is how interesting is it that in that second account of, things happening, Satella never made it to that building.
Mm-hmm. Without him.
Yeah, even though that she said, you've like, I would have been quicker without you.
Right, she says that. But if we try to like backtrack and like think about what he did that actually got the information that we needed to get to that warehouse.
He saw Felt.
He saw Felt, and then he had a connection with the man at the stall and went back to the man to ask him about Felt.
Yep.
The daughter turns up. Oh, you helped find my daughter? Yeah, I'll help you. Ooh, Felt, she lives on this side of the city.
Yep. Interesting.
Then we ask the lesser spirits.
I like the writing. It's already like just like a nice touch,
I mean, I feel very on edge now after that ending. In I guess the best way possible, because it was so good and so entertaining.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, I was really hoping that this whole Groundhog Day reset, we just kind of try to go about the same chain of events that third time, maybe, and then that third time we try again with that first time, but he's still not. He doesn't understand. It's not clicking for him.
Yeah,
he hasn't realized what has happened.
Correct. I want to try to understand how it works. Right? Is it death, and upon death you get to pick when? Is it always this point of time? When he was dying that second time, he was like looking at his memories of that first run through, right?
Yeah, so in that time, was he choosing when he would go back to, and he chose the beginning? He was saying things like, when will I die? Am I gonna die? I'm dead. Over and over again. So that is interesting to bring up, is a subconscious decision of when he goes back to. Is that what we're in store for? Is that every single time he dies? Which I feel like with the path he's going down now is probably like inevitable for every day.
Imagine like we get 2 seasons of just progression. Then he dies, progress? And then we just wake back up here again, and then we have to like do the whole thing over again.
I feel like I'm playing a Fire Emblem game in like classic mode.
I just wonder, to me, it doesn't seem as viable that it would always be this same instance, right? The Appa instance. Yeah. Like,
especially, like, imagine you're on some other continent. Like, right now, we're in the easternmost continent.
Yeah.
What if he has already traveled across, to a different area, a different city, and then he wakes up and, oh, I'm back in this city now.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I think the idea of him having to die to activate it is pretty insane, and I love it, because it sets a little bit of restriction for the rule, but also a give and take, because having to go through the pain and devastation of dying every time, you have to, like, you want to, or this ability is being used is so crazy.
It's both a blessing and a curse. And
Yeah.
when I use the word blessing, like all I was thinking while you said that, it was like, it's like a blessing and a curse. Blessing is a word that's used in this show, in this story, for people that are being given gifts.
Yeah.
Like blessing of the wind. And the quote from the evil chick in this
Elsa,
episode, Elsa, is blessed by this world. Like, she's jealous that Felt was blessed by this world.
Yeah. Interesting.
I am so into this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm wondering what, could you ever die if you're Natsuki Subaru? Like
actually permadeath?
Yeah. I
don't know.
And imagine, like, the learning curve at trying to, like, learn these abilities. Everything you'd lose. Like, if you are trying to learn about how to utilize your ability of, like, time travel or redo or Groundhog Daying, right? Like, you'd potentially lose so many relationships or so many, like, steps in a relationship. Like, it sounds pretty torturous. Like,
right. I'm gonna go with, okay, so it sounds torturous and it sounds really hard to do for a continuing story that people are going to be watching. For episodes and episodes. I don't know necessarily that was what you were talking about. That was a separate thing that I was going off of.
Gotcha. I was saying that it, like, for our main character, right, Natsuki, like, he has a torturous journey ahead of him if he's going to try to get a handle on the powers of time travel or redoing things, right? Like, if that's the idea we're going with and that's how it's going to progress, then it only, like, in most anime that I've watched, at least, there's some sort of training that you need to have to be able to utilize your ability better. And during that training in some anime, right, like, I need to train my arms up, and then I break my arms because it's like, it's not always perfect. Sometimes you overextend. Overextending in this world for Natsuki means that, I just spent one day and it was the most romantic day that I've ever had, and I've fallen in love with this person. Oops, fell off a cliff, died. Can't tell the person that I just had this amazing connection with about it. They don't know me. I have to just act normal or act crazy and then deal with the pain that follows. Like, it's like it's a really interesting premise if that's the route they're going. It's like a
few different, I can attach to a few different, like, movies I've seen and kind of put them together in this funny mix match. Like, one of my favorite rom-coms is 50 First Dates. And it's, a scenario that guy falls in love with girl. After a day, she doesn't remember him the next. And so he has to keep, romancing her every single day for her to fall in love with him.
Yeah.
And so it's a similar thing here, I guess, in some ways. It's like a few different movie plots and tropes kind of matched together in this really exciting and entertaining way. And also really, really, I feel really bad for this character.
Yeah.
I'm, like, worried about him and, like, the trauma that would come from repetitive seeing yourself die and then having to wake back up and then knowing that you can't get back that time that you had just spent.
I'm interested to see how he handles it, or even handles the realization of what is happening, because we haven't really seen it yet. Because I love how he comes off right now. Like, 2 episodes in, he is an awesome protagonist to follow.
I really like him.
Like, I like his dialogue, and I like his, like, one of my favorite moments this episode was when he celebrated winning the bargain and then was like, what are you guys, like, looking at? I'm just celebrating. And then they were like, we're not doing anything. You're, like, projecting that. Like, I was like, oh, he's so cool. Like, he's quirky and funny.
He's funny. He's friendly.
I think he's strong, too.
He's strong. He's outgoing. He fits into a whimsical world, I think, really easily. He might end up being one of those protagonists that could be somewhat of, an empty shell to some extent.
Yeah.
Or maybe more surface level. So he could be a protagonist that we're supposed to be able to somewhat put ourselves in his shoes.
Yeah.
he could be. I mean, he could end up being totally different. I don't know how I would feel going through the trauma of dying every single day repetitively. And then I feel like I would probably not be in the best of mindsets if I had, like you said, a scenario of a falling in love and then falling off a cliff and then they don't remember you the next day. That would be devastating.
I wonder if, like, humans in this world have the potential to get stronger than humans in Subaru's initial world. Like, he is obviously already strong. You have 70 kilogram grip strength. He's trained with a wooden sword for no reason, and I love that. But if all your ability is what we've been shown so far from Subaru, then he's utilized it to a certain point to try to read somebody's movements, right? But it seems like at the moment he has limitations based off of his lack of blessings or techniques or physical prowess, where he's not able to beat somebody who is stronger than he is just from this ability.
It seems like what Subaru has is something that Puck pointed out last episode with kind of, he's fit. You know, he has some muscle, but not like an extreme amount. He's definitely healthy. Doesn't seem to have been working very hard or impoverished.
He's like average. He's above average.
So he's, average dude. So he has, I guess, that going for him. And I think the real thing that he has is knowledge from this. That's his magical power, I guess, is like a foresight, if you will. A knowledge of what could come to pass. What are the dangers? It's like a danger sense.
Yeah.
In a way.
But, like, God, it'd be so hard to utilize in practice, because what do you do, right? Like, if this is all you have and you can't get stronger in other ways, then you're left with the like potential realization of, okay, well, I have to kill or defeat this other person before, like, as a surprise, before they can even try to fight me, because then they'll beat me.
Yeah.
So imagine if that scenario plays out in the second instance. We, upon sight, try to kill Elsa. Let's say it works somehow. We kill Elsa, and then Felt and Old Man Rom are both going to be like, why the fuck did you just kill an innocent person in our house who's just trying to deal?
Right. So it's like, we need to hear, we heard some other facts about Subaru, like, wooden sword training.
Yeah.
We need to hear that he's a chess player.
Yeah.
We need to hear that he loves to come up with strategies, because that's what he needs, is that once he learns the reality that he's in, he's going to have to be really careful and strategic with how much he tells people, how he tells people. See, like I said, it's like there's a bunch of different ideas that are coming from a bunch of different places for me. Like, I'm thinking of Spy Family and Anya and, like, family secrets. And there's just so much that he's going to have to contend with and think about and consider going forward in order to actually somewhat live a normal life for this world, I guess, but to exist and be able to have relationships and people not think that he is this crazy person.
Do you think Puck has any shot at remembering him? Do you think that there's any, like, because he's a spirit? Like, do you think there's any, like, I don't know, rollover, like, for anybody?
I think that is a really great kind of theory to toss out there, that the spirits are beyond, they are not of this world anymore.
Yeah.
They have passed on, so that I think that there is room there to theorize that maybe the lesser spirits or Puck could possibly have memory. I think that would be nice going forward, the possibility that someone would actually be able to be like, yeah, this dude died and then is reliving this day.
Yeah.
It could be nice to have that to push the story along.
Yeah. I'm thinking at the moment, we're not, like, right when Subaru called out Satella, I was like, fuck, we're gonna have to die again before we can, like, get a good relationship.
Did you think,
going
like,
with
everyone
Satella.
was just gonna come and, like, kill us right there? Because that's what I thought.
I thought it was not necessarily kill us, but I thought that it was going to put us in a far worse place than the bad place that we're in right now. Like, I thought it was gonna be like, oh shit, we've really fucked up. But now it's just like, okay, so, like, people are, like, suspicious, and Satella is probably, like, gonna pull Subaru into like a dark alleyway and be like, how the fuck do you know my name? Or like, you know,
Yeah.
or hell, it could even be not her real name. We don't know.
Is there, my mind is like going a mile a minute thinking of all of the like things that could happen with this scenario that's being given to us in this episode of like, is it contingent on someone else taking Subaru's life, or is there a possibility that he will have to see that things aren't going right and he could choose to, start over himself?
Would you? But what would that choice look like? Would that choice look like killing yourself
Yes,
to start over,
that's
or
what I'm thinking.
snap of your fingers?
No,
you know?
I unfortunately I was going more towards that maybe it doesn't need to be that someone else kills him, but the trauma of watching that's gonna, I mean, I can see it happening. I can see it for sure, but
I was trying to figure out what it was the first time around. I was like, oh, Satella and him are like touching hands, right? Is that what it
like
is?
magic was gonna happen, like healing magic or
No.
something.
Like I meant like what was the trigger for the time travel, right? Or the redo.
Like a proximity to her might have helped.
Or like what happened in both scenarios, right? Like at first we had nothing and we were given the shot of him and Satella touching hands. That triggered the redo. This time around, Satella wasn't in the picture, although we did get like memories of her and thoughts of her while he was dying. Obviously the biggest like pattern is the death of the matter, but I'm trying to figure out how much choice he's going to be able to have in when he goes back, if at all.
My evidence to go against choice is that everyone's injuries in both scenarios were the same. Old man Rom had, that something in his like neck or chin area.
Milk glass.
We have the same slash on Subaru in the gut or stomach area.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, is that evidence against him being able to any other element other than just death?
Maybe there's only so much you can change, right? Maybe there's only so much that can possibly be changed. Maybe it's like, maybe it would be out of question to think like, okay, Elsa has to stab Rom with a broken glass.
Oh, yeah, like rules to the universe.
Like, or Elsa has to slice Felt in that certain spot. But maybe you can change the severity of it, or like if something's in the way of it. Maybe, Felt has to get sliced there, but maybe Natsuki would be able to put a cover on the blade, or maybe Natsuki would be able to dull the blade or move it so it's less of a like critical injury, Like maybe there are rules that certain things have to happen and that can't be changed. Yeah.
And he just needs to work around them. Like I said, he needs to be a chess player.
Yeah.
He needs to be working on his strategies. He needs a little notebook. He needs to keep log of everything that he experiences and all the different trials that he went through.
Yeah.
He needs to keep the cell phone so he can use like notes in his phone.
Thank you for including 2 different time travel animes that also include a phone. That isn't confusing at all. The idea of the
I immediately went there too.
The idea of the cell phone with the pictures though, that was so cool.
Media.
Yeah.
Media.
Yeah.
That is something that he could probably utilize, is other than the cell phone, actual media that, because I'm going with he can't use magic, probably.
I want to listen to the explanation of however it's pronounced. Metia, I believe, but... Metia. It's the name for devices that let people who haven't opened the gate use magic, like real magic users. Yeah. Interesting. So
I'm wondering if that's the route that maybe that's like a plant in here, that is going to be something he can utilize. It
obviously wouldn't be the cell phone, because the cell phone isn't a real Metia,
but like real Metia.
Yeah. That's so interesting. So what would you equate it to? Like in Doctor Strange, like the sorcerer ring or whatever that like lets you like easily or more easily acquire that like magic?
Possibly.
I can understand why they're extremely rare and expensive if you get to like fake like open the gate so that you can utilize magical powers. Who creates meteors?
Right, like how hard is it to open the gate and how rare is it to open the gate?
Yeah.
Seemingly pretty rare.
I mean,
and/or
Satella's
hard.
able to.
Yeah, and Satella is a giant question mark for me right now because I'm like, jealous witch? What are we
What
talking
do you think
about
that's
here?
about? Do you think that she we know that she's half elf. Do you think that she is old enough that that years ago she developed a name for herself in not the best way? Do you think that she's taking a name that isn't actually hers? Do you think that
So maybe it's a name that was given to her at birth and she resents it?
or she's part of the family of the jealous witch?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
There's a bunch of different places we could go with that. I don't have like a concrete idea of what I'm thinking for sure. Like, obviously I don't know for sure, but nothing is like standing out to me of like what I strongly feel is the theory. I do know that Elsa was like, you're with them.
That's
and I'm
what I
like,
wanted to look at
Who
this
is
time.
them? You seem to be evil, so the with them is probably good people.
Okay. You're with them then. That's so interesting. The witches, maybe?
But this lady like seems like she would be fitting of being a part of the jealous witch kind of route.
She didn't use magic, though.
No, but a person that fights for, works for, someone that would probably be thought of as evil.
Yeah, okay, but jealous witch is not necessarily evil, right?
Right.
But so there could be if you're comparing and contrasting Satella and Elsa, one is extremely bright and colorful while the other is purple and black, right? So if we're envisioning they're on different sides, regardless of what vibe we're gonna put on them, it would make sense that Elsa would be against Satella's side.
Mm-hmm. But then if Satella would have to be on a side that wasn't necessarily looked at highly by the public. Because why else would it be so bad that Subaru says her name and everyone starts looking like, oh my god, and she's like, don't, like, how dare you call me that? So there has to be something. Either this is some type of like Disney fairy tale situation, evil stepmother marries your dad and turns everyone against you and you're Cinderella or something. I don't know. Or we thought maybe since she was half elf, maybe there's something with the fact that she's not whole elf or whole human.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Why did the first case end in death? With what we know now and what caused Elsa to react the way that she did in ordering, like to motivate her enough to try to kill Subaru, what happened first time that
just felt an old man Rom?
Yeah, that led her to killing them. Why wouldn't they have taken the deal for 20 holy coins? Though I understand that the holy coins only came out because of the potential barter of the phone, right?
Right, okay. What if So you're right to bring up the phone. Subaru showed his cards first.
Yeah.
And that is when she brought out 20 coins. So maybe there was like a kind of list of, okay, if this this condition is met, then I will present this amount of money. If this condition is met, then I would present this amount of money.
Yeah.
But what would lead to her killing them instead?
Did she ever actually plan on giving them money and just killing them anyways?
Exactly. Like, especially if you had someone specifically steal something for you, there's a chance that you wouldn't want people to have the knowledge that you did this or who you might be working for. And so you just clean up loose ends.
Maybe.
Obviously, people aren't going to be like missing these two people. They're in a side of town that people seemingly don't really go to or don't really like mess with other people's business.
Yeah.
So maybe it was that she had planned all along that she was going to basically stab them in the back and take the insignia herself.
Interesting.
It is all very interesting.
I'm really liking the show.
I am also really liking this show, and I feel tense because I'm like, how do we fix this? How does these restarts work?
I still want to know if somebody like orchestrated it. Like, and somebody brought Subaru in here.
Like
You know?
a future self, or someone in this world, a witch, brought him in here.
Maybe. I just want to learn more.
Me too.
All right. That's all I have for you.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.